All right. I hope I did it right, Doug. Okay, we are live. Sorry about that, guys. Having a little bit of technical difficulties without our usual host here. Carlos is not here for the evening. Sorry. Welcome to Real Talk Baseball, Fantasy Baseball Edition. I am Will Power. Joining me is Tony Snap. Eventually, like I said, we're having a couple of technical difficulties. There he is. Hey.
What's up, big dog?
What up, homie?
Chilling.
All right, man. You ready?
No. Do what I can.
All right. I am going to log in on YouTube on my other laptop so that way I can see who's watching and if there's any comments. There we go. All righty. All right, man. What's up, dude?
Shit, busy as always, man. Just fucking running around town.
It's a little weird without Carlos here, man. Usually he's like running things and I can kind of do my research while he's talking. So now I'm kind of doing I'm taking the reins today. Can't wait for him to get back. I'm not used to this.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
All right, man. So I mean, the first thing we got to talk about, dude, is the All-Star game because it's coming up next week, next Tuesday.
I know. I thought it was this week, man. I was already like getting ready to set up my team and blah blah. I was like, fuck, 2 weeks.
I know. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the starters. All right, I pulled it up right here on my phone. All right, for the American League, go with position players first. I mean, I guess a lot of people don't know yet, but Shohei Ohtani was actually voted starting pitcher and position player or DH for the All-Star game. It's the first time that's ever happened. So that's actually kind of cool, man. We're living in an era where we have our own Babe Ruth right now, man. He's living up to the hype that he's kind of like brought upon himself for the past couple of years. I mean, the Angels signed him to that pretty good deal. A lot of teams were gunning for him, and Angels are the ones that locked him down. So, I mean, we've been talking about Ohtani for pretty much this whole season, man. He leads the league in home runs. I mean, he's running away with that MVP award as long as he doesn't get hurt. Knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's I believe that they have him starting the game as starting pitcher. And it's in Colorado, so he'll probably hit too at least one time, right?
Oh yeah, he'll pitch like 2 innings, the first 2 innings,
and then depending on where they have him in the lineup, he might actually be able to hit too.
Yeah, he'll probably hit twice.
All right, so let's go 1 through 9. So we already said Ohtani, and then at catcher we have Salvador Perez. He was your sleeper? I believe he was your sleeper for the year, right?
Salvador Perez? I don't know, but I knew he was going to come back.
Yeah.
He always does. He's a machine, man.
Yeah, man. And he's still pretty young, too, for considering how long he's been in the league. I want to say he's 29 or 30.
Really?
Yeah.
To me, he gives off like this old
like
vibe.
Older, like veteran vibe, right?
Yeah.
He's been around the league for a while, but I think he just came up really young. So I'm pretty sure he's still pretty young. But all right, let's move on to first base. We got Vladimir Guerrero. I mean, that one's kind of obvious, right? There's no one else at first base that can really really compare to Vlad this season, whether it's National League or American League. Second base, we got Marcus Semien. Shortstop, we got Xander Bogaerts. Third base, Rafael Devers. Left field, Teoscar Hernandez. Center field, Mike Trout. Obviously, Mike Trout's not going to be in the game. He's still injured. He's not even with the Angels organization yet. He's still on the IL. So it'll be interesting to see who they actually choose to put in center field. Got to look at the reserves to see who we think is actually going to be there. And then in right field, we got Aaron Judge. So, I mean, obviously the only reason why Mike Trout is there is because it's fan votes. That's how you get into the All-Star game. Everyone else, man, I kind of agree with. Maybe not so much the outfield. I don't know. Like, I know Teoscar Hernandez has a pretty good batting average, but his power's down this season, right?
He's still doing good. Whether or not his power's down, I think he's still on track to be hitting like 25.
Yeah, that's 25 is decent, but for Teoscar Hernandez, who came up as like a power hitter, you kind of expect him to have at least 30.
Yeah, I think he'll get there.
Well, but then also the first half of the season, we saw a big downgrade in all the hitting. Like a lot of hitters across the league were kind of just not doing so good. So maybe he's ready for a surge. Didn't you just trade for Teoscar Hernandez?
I sure did. I traded off, and I think I sold low. I feel like I could have done better, but at the same time, it's like it was a 10-team league, and after a while, people don't really want to trade. So I kind of sold low. Teoscar for Hernandez for another All-Star, Trevor Rogers from the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
Are they Miami?
Yeah.
Florida Marlins?
Yeah, he just
I don't know.
he pitched yesterday, right?
Yeah, he did good. He did good. Yeah, he's still doing good too. So
he's struggling a little bit. He's not the dominating pitcher he was in his first like 10 starts of the season. But I mean, that was kind of typical when we heard about the sticky substance, right? That pitchers were going to start underperforming a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then, all right, let's go ahead and go into the National League. So National League, so Jacob deGrom says that he's not going to pitch in the All-Star game. Have you heard anything about that?
I thought I saw something like that. I thought he's gonna do something with his wife, right? Like he has to go or something.
Oh, I didn't even read up on it, man. I thought that it was just because he has had kind of like an injury scare.
Well, that's a good idea too. Like,
recently.
why are you gonna?
Yeah, might as well just take the week off. Get some rest, so that way you can actually help your own team win. Because the Mets are in first place right now in their division. So, with all the bats kind of turning up a little bit, and deGrom still dominating every single team that he faces. I think he gave up 2 earned runs the other day, which brought his ERA up to like a 0.91 instead of like a 0.87 or something like that. This dude's out of control, man. And no sticky substance has ever come up in his history. And it looks like he's like the only legit pitcher out there that's actually still dominating and not having to worry about any foreign substance.
Yeah. Well, Zach Wheeler's still doing really good too.
Yeah, that's true.
Zach Wheeler, Kevin Gausman comes to mind.
Gausman's pitching today. Oh no, he pitched yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some decent guys, I don't know about Bieber and Cole. Who knows when Bauer's
Bieber's still on the IL, and Kroll's been struggling, which we can talk about a little bit after the All-Star preview. All right, so let's go into position players. We got Buster Posey at catcher, which honestly I really like that, man. He's getting towards the end of his career. I like to see him in one last All-Star game. Maybe his last All-Star game before he ends up retiring. He came back. He took the season off. He came back and started hitting like crazy, dude. He's hitting like the old Buster Posey that we saw from 10 years ago.
Yeah, he's
He
doing really
doesn't
good.
play as
Actually, the
often
whole
though.
Giants organization is doing really good.
Yeah. Yeah. He
They
doesn't
look like
play as often
grinders,
as
man.
he used to. He's only playing like 2 out of 3 games. But still, man, you see the production that's coming from him. He actually had a little scare the other day. He got hit by a pitch. It was actually a foul ball, and the ball hit his thumb. So he was out for a couple games. I think he's still out today too. But hopefully he doesn't have to go on the IL.
And he can make that
That would
start.
really suck. You know, they're probably just trying to keep him healthy so that way he can actually play in the All-Star game because I'm sure he wants to. You know, a
Yeah,
lot of the veteran players that it might be their last time in the All-Star game, or a lot of these younger players that have never been in the All-Star game, they definitely want to play. I mean, Chris Taylor was pretty vocal about really wanting to play in the All-Star game. You know, that's something that when you grow up playing baseball and you watch the All-Star games, you think about like, dang, I could be there one day. And he's actually there, man. He's not a starter, but at least he's one of the reserves. So maybe we'll see him play on next Tuesday. All right. So first base, Freddie Freeman. I got no problem with that. I think that he's legit the best first baseman in the National League. Adam Frazier kind of coming out of nowhere. That's a. I'm actually really surprised because with fan votes, you wouldn't expect anyone from the Pirates to be there. Pirates fan base is kind of small, and they're a small market team, and they don't really have the star power that a lot of other teams do. So I was actually expecting Ozzy Albies, but Adam Frazier actually beat him out.
yeah, he pulled it off. Because Albies has been doing really good this year too, especially lately.
Yeah, he turned
But
it
Adam
up.
Frazier has just been having like a great season too. Um, he's just been like so consistent, you know. I think he's averaging like 3.5, and he hasn't gotten hurt. You know, he's just, but like I mentioned,
He's
consistent, and
solid.
that's what you want out of fantasy.
Yeah, and
And
we were talking
the
about on the
rest
last
is
show that Adam Frazier actually might get traded. So
who
they're
knows?
talking about the White Sox right now. The White
Yeah,
Sox have put some interest in Adam Frazier. So imagine what that's gonna do to his fantasy value, dude.
yeah, it's gonna definitely through the roof because more than likely he's gonna get more runs and RBIs and things like that. Um, so I mean, I kind of hate seeing Pittsburgh players always getting traded, man.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
they
that's
start
that's the
doing
name of their game. I mean, they can't really do much. So they're last place in their division. I want to say they're like the second or third worst in all of baseball. So they traded Josh Bell, they traded Musgrove, and now possibly even Adam Frazier. And Adam Frazier's pretty young, right? Wasn't he just a rookie
yeah,
like a
he's
couple of seasons
I think
ago?
yeah, he was just called up like a season or two ago.
Yeah. So
I
that I
was I
mean,
want to say 2019.
if they trade him, that I don't know, man. That the Pirates need to draft better or do do something, man. I know they're not going to spend money like all these other teams do, but I mean they do draft pretty well. I mean they had Garrett Cole, they had now Adam Frazier. I don't know if they actually drafted either one of those guys, but I mean they were in their farm organization, so
Yeah,
that's got to be something. All right, let's move on to shortstop. No one's surprised it's Fernando Tatis Jr. That one's kind of obvious. One of the best players in baseball right now. Definitely top five, maybe even top three. Um, yeah, he's the best shortstop in the game right now, in my opinion. Which I gotta admit that I was wrong, man. In the beginning of the season, I had him as a bust, and I know he's been on the IL a couple times this season, but he comes back and he
goes
forces his way
crazy.
back into the game, man. He hits home runs left and right. I want to say he's up to what, like 26 now, 25 or 26.
I want to say 26.
And
Yeah,
with all the time that he's missed, that's a lot of home runs to hit with the at bats that he missed compared to other guys like Vlad that has 28, I think.
yeah, it's crazy what he's done in the short amount of time that he's been out there. Because like you mentioned, it's like every other month he's getting hurt and is out maybe like 4 to 5 days. You know, so for him to still be like right there in the leaderboard as far as almost every category, if not leading them, is really, you know, he's probably going to be like number one next year. I would say he's slightly better than Acuna right now
Yeah.
because he just seems to be doing it all, man.
Yeah.
And
I think the only thing that's really held him back is the injuries this season. Imagine if he hasn't gotten injured at all this
mhm,
season, he'd be running away with the MVP award for National League for sure.
yeah,
Which
I mean,
I think he still is anyway. Acuna and him, they have similar counting stats, but Tatis has the better um, batting average and on base percentage. So Acuna is having a little bit of a down season when it comes to batting average.
yeah, I mean they're both great. Definitely top three, top five, no doubt.
All right, so let's move on to third base. We got Nolan Arenado. That was kind of a toss up for me because Justin Turner's just been playing so good this season. You know, his
Yeah,
batting average is there, the pop is there. He actually hasn't gotten injured this season, which usually you expect Justin Turner to go on the IL at least a couple times per season. But Nolan Arenado got off to a slow start, and he's turned it around, and he's looking like the old Arenado from Colorado. The batting average is suffering a little bit. He's in the 270s. We usually see him around like 290 to 300, but the pop has come back. He's on a better team, better lineup, so a lot more run opportunities, a lot more RBI opportunities.
yeah, man, he's a stud. Um, I don't know. He's just been another guy is just so consistent, you know. I never really had a problem with Arenado. I never looked at him and was like, damn, like he's always getting at least 15, 20 points a week.
Yeah. Well,
Like
there
at
were
least
questions going
15.
into this season because he changed teams, right? Because everyone
Yeah,
was
and
like,
he
"Oh, the
was coming off of a shoulder injury too.
yeah, that's true."
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think it was his lead shoulder when he's batting, his left arm because he's a righty. I think it was his left arm. So at least it wasn't his throwing arm. That probably would have put him on the IL a little bit longer than he was. He avoided surgery though, right? No surgery for Arenado yet.
Yeah, no surgery. I think Bellinger did have shoulder surgery.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into the outfield. We got Jesse Winker in left, Ronald Acuna in center, and Castellanos in right. Two guys from the Reds, dude. That's pretty crazy because when you think about the Reds, I mean, other than Joey Votto a few years ago, there hasn't really been much life from the Reds. Actually, they had a second baseman a few years ago. I don't remember his name, but I remember he had a 4 home run game, and that season he was just kind of he was like
Scooter
running
Gennett.
away with like the best as the best second baseman in almost the whole league. Do you remember
Yeah,
his name?
Scooter Gennett.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Scooter
Yeah,
Jeanette.
but
Damn.
he fell off too, though. He got hurt,
Yeah.
and then that
He's
was
not even
it.
fantasy relevant anymore. No one ever talks
Yeah.
about him anymore. Is he
So,
even playing? I don't even know if he's on a team right now. I haven't seen
I
him
don't think
since
so. I think he's like in the waivers somewhere. Um, I haven't heard about him since. I mean, that one year, the flash in the pan, you know, where he was
Yeah.
crazy though. He was crazy for like, geez, I want to say like 2/3 of the season, and then he got hurt towards the end.
Yeah, I do
That
remember
was
that.
it. Yeah, but he was going crazy. Like he was, I want to say like one of the top 10 players, like producers all around. And then
Yep.
he just got hurt, and that was it. But yeah, Scooter Gennett was awesome, and I'm just happy Winker's going, man. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw his interview. That guy was like really, I guess appreciative, or he was like really honored to be an all-star, especially starter. He was all like cracking
Yeah.
up, like choking up and stuff. You know,
Yeah. I mean, I
that's
would
cool.
be too, man. That's like one of my dream come trues, you know? It's like
Yeah,
there's two things, I mean, more than two, but there's certain things that going into professional baseball or any professional sport that you want to do. You want to play in the All-Star game and you want to win a championship. And so far, this is one thing that he can check off his list, you know.
yeah,
We'll see because he's going to be coming up on free agency in like 2 years from now. So like 2023 or 2024. We'll see what team he decides to go with. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of offers. First 2 seasons when he was there, he had a lot of he had a good pedigree. A lot of people thought that he was going to be coming up as like a really good power hitter with decent batting average, and he just didn't pan out. so much the first couple of seasons, but this
Yeah.
year we're actually seeing what he can really do, man. And I'm sure this is his ceiling. I don't think he can get any better than what he is this season. But if he can be consistent, if he can do this every season, that this guy's going to be like probably like a beginning of round 2 pick.
Oh, that's a little pricey.
Well, he's fallen off a lot, right? But if he can pick it back up again,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
he's 1 for 16, I think, in his last few games.
yeah,
Isn't too bad.
he's slumping right now. But maybe the having the week off for the All-Star break, he can kind of like recharge his batteries a little bit and then come back and put some more energy in it. All right, so now with Mike Trout being out, there's 4 reserves for the outfield. There's Michael Brantley, Joey Gallo, Adolis Garcia, and Cedric Mullins. So who do you put in place of Mike Trout?
Uh, I would say Cedric Mullins is the
Really?
most deserving. Yeah. Aldalis Garcia is good too, but I think Cedric Mullins has just been like more consistent. I know I've been saying that a lot, but like that's what I look for in fantasy. Just consistency is key. If you don't have consistency, then you're gonna be losing a lot of weeks, you know. And Cedric Mullins, man, he's just been so good. I feel like Garcia is also another high candidate, and I feel like those guys probably should have gotten the starts over those other, like, maybe not Teoscar Hernandez, but like Aaron Judge has been kind of really mediocre.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Trout was hurt for a lot of it. And even when he was playing, he wasn't like awesome, you know?
Right.
So,
He wasn't the Mike Trout that we're used to seeing all the time.
right. And I feel like those guys have really broken through this season. You know, their breakout season for Cedric Mullins and Octalis Garcia. So I would say Joey Gallo too, but he was kind of like you had mentioned earlier, a lot of hitters were doing bad in the beginning of the season, like April and March and stuff, or May. But yeah, Cedric Mullins I like the most, probably because I was a partial owner at one time and I traded him off.
Yeah. When it comes to power, I see Mullins and I see Garcia and I see Gallo, and those guys can, that they're really good at hitting home runs. But honestly, man, I would actually go with Michael Brantley. I think Michael Brantley has the best chance of all these guys to at least get on base. He bats over 300 almost every single season. He does get hurt a lot. I think that's the biggest thing with Brantley, why his fantasy value is as low as it is. I think he actually just had an injury just kind of over the weekend, but he's back in the lineup today. So,
okay.
And I want to say he's like 32, 33 years old, something like that. So, this might be his last opportunity to be in the All-Star game. So Adolis Garcia, we're probably going to see in the All-Star game again, maybe next year after. Same thing with Cedric Mullins. Joey Gallo, what is he, like 29? So he still has a few years left. I think he's coming on.
He's already been an All-Star too, right?
Yeah, I want to say he was an All-Star at least once. Oh, that you know what else I was going to tell you? I don't know if you noticed this, but on the jerseys, we were talking crap about the jerseys, right? The All-Star jerseys, they don't look so good. And but one thing that I thought was pretty cool though is that on the back of the jersey, it has stars to represent how many times each player has been in the All-Star game. So I thought that was actually really cool. It's kind of like a little detail that a lot of people haven't seen yet. So a lot of these rookies that have the 1 star on their back, and then you got other guys like Buster Posey that has like 5 or 6, or maybe even more, 7. I don't know how many All-Star games he's been in, but that was pretty cool, man. Honestly, that's one of the reasons that would want that would make me want to buy one of the All-Star jerseys this year, just because of the new addition that they put on there.
I know, that's pretty cool. I'm actually trying to Google it right now. I want to see it for myself.
Yeah, I guess it's because Nike took over, and because it used to be Majestic. Majestic used to be the main kind company to make the jerseys for the All-Star game and for just, the regular season. And now that Nike took over, I guess they're kind of putting their like little swag on it, So I like what they're doing with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't really like the jerseys as much, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Me and
it's
Carlos were
their
saying they kind of look
first season, right? Let
like
them go.
soccer jerseys.
Yeah, they're weak.
Yeah, they are pretty weak.
Yeah, it has like the abbreviations of the team
Yeah.
city right here, and then the team logo. Like just do one.
Yeah.
Just do one. It looks so cluttered.
Hey, you know what though? Have you seen those? I forgot what they call them, like the city jerseys that they're coming out with for all the teams
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
They just came out with the Giants one, man. And honestly, like I see a lot of Giants fans going on there saying, like, "Oh, I really like it. I really like it. It looks really cool."
These jerseys right here.
Huh?
Doesn't it look like these jerseys right here?
I mean, kind of.
They do.
It's so
They have, like,
basic. You know what
they have
though?
a T right
There
here,
is
right?
something that I really like about the Giants jersey though, is it has on one of the sleeves, it has like a silhouette of the bridge, the San Francisco Bridge.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's actually really cool. I really like that part. But other than that, the jersey's just kind of plain. It's just a solid color with like a G on the side right here. Nothing special in my opinion, other than that. Other than the bridge on the sleeve, that was pretty cool. I can't wait for the Dodgers one to come out, dude. I hope it comes out looking sick. I really like the Diamondbacks one. How it says Serpientes on it. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Nah.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. When you get a chance, just check out all the ones that they've made so far. I think that the Diamondbacks one is my favorite so far. All right, man. So next thing I want to talk about, dude, is Garrett Cole and Aroldis Chapman. So the sticky substance, they started implementing the rule that they're going to start checking the hats and the gloves every time the pitcher comes off the field, or when the opposing manager asks the umpire to check, which is why Scherzer got so upset because he got checked 3 times in 1 inning. So now I wanted to give you a little stat, right? So for Garrett Cole, on July 4th, actually, versus the Mets, he only went 3.1 innings. He did get 6 strikeouts, so his stuff is still definitely there. But I want to say he gave up like 4 runs in that start. And then and at Boston, he only went 5 innings and another 6 Ks, and he gave up 4 runs in that start. So the last 2 starts, ever since the crackdown on the substances, he hasn't been too good. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that this is something that Garrett Cole is going to struggle with for the season, or do you think he's just kind of having like a little
A rough patch.
Yeah, a little rough patch.
Trying to get adjusted without the
think?
sticky stuff. I think it's a main factor. I honestly, out of all the sticky situations and pitchers, Cole is one of the ones I'm worried about. Just because he's been so inconsistent.
Yeah.
He's just been bad. Like, I don't want to say bad because it's probably what a lot of pitchers have been doing, giving up 3 to 4 runs at an outing.
He's
But
been usable, but not the ace that you drafted, right?
Yeah, especially
you draft this guy in the first round.
What I gave up for.
Right.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Whether
you traded for this guy or you drafted him super early, you expect a low 2s ERA with a shitload of strikeouts and a bunch of wins and quality starts. That's what you draft Garrett Cole for. You go DeGrom and then you go Cole. And Shane Bieber's had his little troubles also. But you don't draft Shane Bieber as high as you draft Garrett Cole. So you don't expect as much from Bieber that you do Cole. But man. So moving on to Aroldis Chapman now. So on the same game, July 4th versus the Mets, he gave up 3 earned runs and he didn't record a single out in that outing. So I believe he allowed 2 hits and gave up a home run. and he ended up getting the loss in that outing versus the Mets. And the time that the last time that he pitched before that was against the Angels. He only got one out and he gave up 4 runs. So in that outing, his ERA was a 108, because he only had one out. Now that's 7 earned runs right there total, just between those two outings, which he only recorded one out. So right now he has 28.2 innings pitched, 49 strikeouts. So his strikeouts are still definitely there, but he has a 4.71 ERA. So now hearing those stats, what are you thinking about Chapman going forward?
I mean, the reliever position is such a hard position already. We saw Kelly Jensen go through this a year ago. We still worry about him. You know, you could. I mean, a lot of people are like bringing it up though. Just like Cole. The spin rates are down. I mean, it's something to worry about. Like, you can clearly see. I mean, the numbers are there. And they're not as dominant as they were. So it could be a mixture of both. The fact that they're no longer allowed to use sticky substance, whether it was spider tack or some other remedy or thing they were using. They don't have it anymore. And just like, I don't know, I would say it's getting to their confidence too, because now they're not producing. Now it's in their head, like, I can't do it without it, or I don't have that competitive edge anymore.
Yeah.
So
honestly, that's exactly the same thing that I was thinking about. I think it's more of a mental thing now, because they've been using this sticky substance for so long that it's become part of their routine, So now that they're not able to use it anymore, I feel like it's more just a mental thing where they think like, dang, I can't really grip the ball anymore. Like, I don't know what to do. I got to figure something else out, and they're trying to figure something else out. But I don't know, dude, because this rosin bag, have you ever seen a pitcher actually use the rosin bag? The bag actually sticks to their fingers when they're touching it. And if you've seen, I think it was Trevor Bauer. He put the rosin bag on his hand.
He was like holding the ball.
Yeah, he was holding the ball. It was actually stuck there. So this rosin bag actually does make the ball stick to your hand, not like spider tack does. Spider tack.
I think he was using something else though. I think he was using like suntan lotion.
Yeah, that's what they said. If you mix a little sunscreen on there.
Yeah, something. Because you can
or
clearly
even just
tell.
Sweat. You just have to get it wet.
His hands were dark. Did you see the video?
Yeah.
His hands were dark. He clearly had something on it. I don't think it was just that. But I don't know, man. I feel like they know that everybody's watching them right now too,
Yeah.
So that's even more added pressure on top of what they already have to deal with. So I don't know. I want to say that these guys are still elite players, but
all right. So let me give you another stat that I kind of calculated over here. So I got out my little ERA calculator, and so right now I said Chapman has 28.2 innings pitched, 49 Ks with a 4.71 ERA. So now if you take away his last 2 outings, just the 2 that we talked about versus the Mets and versus the Angels, and you take away those earned runs and the innings that he's pitched, it brings down his ERA. So 27.1 innings pitched, still 49 Ks because he didn't record a strikeout in any of those 2 outings. It brings down his ERA to 1.06. So if you just cancel out those last 2 outings, 1.06, dude, with 16 saves on the season.
Yeah, that's good.
That's elite, man. That's like a Mariano Rivera status right there.
Yeah. Again, it could just be like we were saying, just a mixture of everything, man.
But now, like the sticky substance, like I know it gives the pitchers a little bit of an edge, but does it really give them that much of an edge? I mean, I've never used anything on my hands playing baseball or whatever, or even on my bat. Like I've seen other guys like get the pine tar or like the spray where they put it on the bat so it doesn't slip out of their hands. I've never even touched that stuff before.
Yeah.
So pitching wise, I have no idea. I know, I've seen pitchers touch their fingers with their tongue to try to get a little tacky or whatever, or even just use the rosin bag. But the grip on the ball, does it really make like that really big of a difference? To make his ERA go up to 4.71. I
Look
mean,
at all the you were saying it all season, man. All the no hitters we were having.
Yeah, that's true.
That
is very true,
significantly. Man. We've only had one, right? Since.
Yeah, against the freaking Dodgers.
Yeah, and it was a combination one. Yeah, it wasn't even like a one player.
No, it was Kyle Hendricks, and then along with a couple guys after him. Yeah, it wasn't even against like a really like dominating starting pitcher. I mean, Kyle Hendricks is the type of guy, he pitches to contact. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. He induces a lot of ground balls. So with guys like Javi Baez and Chris Bryant, playing the infield, like they can really help a starting pitcher out that usually induces a lot of ground balls. Those guys are elite when it comes to their fielding position. So a lot of people don't understand, like even fantasy wise, pitchers are a lot more valuable when your infielders are actually really good fielders. They save a lot of runs. There's a lot of times, like I don't know if you saw the like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, Ross Stripling was pitching, and it was a ground ball to shortstop. And I don't remember who the batter was, but he's just kind of like jogging to first base, like he already knew it was just a ground out. So panic, he runs up, he barehands the ball, and he chucks it as hard as he could to first base. And it's a wild throw, and it goes over. And then, the batter ended up being safe. And Stripling's just looking at him like, dude, why didn't you just field the ball like normal, set your feet, and throw the ball? And instead of trying to make this like all-star play, like what are you trying to do? Like he's not even a fast runner. It's not like it's Acuna or Tatis, that's someone that actually could beat the throw. I'm pretty sure it was like a bigger dude that no matter what, he would have been out, even like a throw in the dirt, as long as he picked it. Dude, I got to bring this up right now because I know you guys are so high on Albert Pujols. Did you see the throw? I want to say I think it was Gavin Lux.
Oh my God, you act like we were like, oh, he should be an all-star.
I mean, come on, man. Like, I understand his bat's not there like it used to be, right? But you can't even pick a ball out of the dirt. Like, bro, put Muncy back at first base. I'm sick of Albert Pujols. I'm sorry, Doug. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to Dodger fans that actually like this guy and Carlos, but I guess he's a decent filler for now while Corey Seager's out with his injury. But I would much rather see Matt Beatty or Max Muncy playing first base. Pujols just doesn't have the glove. I mean, you saw the video that I posted, right? Or where
that was hilarious. Yeah,
this guy can't run. He looks like he
looks like he runs faster than me, though. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, but you're not getting paid millions of dollars to play baseball right now.
True. Because if I was, I'd probably be running faster than that guy.
And did you see his belly, dude? Like, right? I saw they just intentionally walked him a couple innings ago. Dodgers just lost to the Marlins, by the way.
Yeah.
In extras, but so they intentionally walked him, and he's jogging to first base, dude. And I see his belly, and it's just boom, boom. Look like Homer Simpson, Doug, when he's just like walking. I don't know, man. When I see guys like that, I'm down on him, dude. I'm really down on Albert Pujols. Yeah. Hall of Famer for sure.
I don't expect him to come back next season.
No. I mean, someone's going to get him. Someone's going to pick him up.
Yeah. Unless they win and he has like a moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I would see the Dodgers giving him his farewell tour. Yeah. But unless he doesn't have that specific moment with the Dodger organization, I think the Dodgers are just gonna be like, all right, man, we gave you a shot. Good luck.
Yeah. So I think I think next year, whoever signs him, if he does get signed, which he probably will,
Yeah, St.
even
Louis
just
should
as the
throw him a
veteran
banner.
presence, like we're always talking about, it's got to be an American League team. We can't have this guy on the field anymore. Not
Right.
necessarily just because of the error, but you got to keep him healthy. He's going to want a lot of money. Just the name Pujols commands at least $10 million for the year. So with that kind of money that he's going to be making, it's got to be an American League team where he can actually just be a staple in the lineup every single day and not have to worry about playing the field. Kind of like Ortiz was, with Boston, or even with Nelson Cruz with the Twins. The only difference is those guys are actually worth, $20 million a year, whereas Pujols, I don't know, man. He has stepped it up a little bit since joining the Dodgers. I think with the Angels, he was batting under 200 or close to 200, and now he's up to like 240. So he's brought his batting average up a bit, and like he said, his counting stats went up. He has a decent amount of RBIs, and he doesn't strike out, dude. That I think honestly, Pujols' best asset is he does not strike out. I think he has like 6 strikeouts in the last like 6 weeks, and that's insane, man. Only 6 strikeouts when you have like guys like Stanton that have like 6 in one series.
I don't know, man.
All right, let's move on. All right,
Yeah.
so um, I wanted to ask you, wanted to ask Carlos also, but if we were to redraft today, who do you think that you would pick as number one overall? Like, let's say you had the number one overall pick. If you could go back in time to, when we drafted, who would you pick number one overall?
I think I would still stick with my original choice, which is DeGrom. Just because knowing our leagues, usually our leagues are so competitive, man.
Yeah.
And pitching is always like a scarce commodity. It's not something that you should just be like, oh, I guess, like, man, this season, I would say, and Gabriel was talking about it last time. He wanted to talk about our fantasy regrets, our draft regrets.
Yeah. I think we're actually going to do that on
Yeah.
on
But I just want
Tuesday,
to throw
next
this one
Tuesday.
out there. It's not necessarily a fantasy draft regret, but just a drop regret. And that's German Marquez, man.
Mm,
Yeah, I dropped that guy a little early in the season. He had like 3 games where he was just garbage. And I was like, you know what? I can't play this, like, sit him down this week, sit him, I didn't have the luxury at the time. So I dropped his ass. And
I think I picked him up.
yeah, I think so. But I think a lot of people picked him up and then dropped him before
Yeah.
even you ended up with him,
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I kind of regret. But yeah, if we redraft, and I'm number one, I'm going to Grom just because I know the type of league we're in.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick like a hitter, like if it's a categories, I would probably go hitter just because it's 5 categories, and I would probably go, geez, it's good. It's like Acuna or Tatis. I want to say. Tatis just because I said it earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Tatis.
And honestly, man, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I was really down on Tatis before the season started. Everyone knew that. I was very adamant about that. I even said, like, on our video promo, do I think Tatis is a number one overall pick? No, I don't. And honestly, man, I've changed my opinion. I've complete 180. I completely agree with you that in a points league, I would much rather have DeGrom as my number one overall pick. But in a categories league where pitching and hitting it's pretty balanced, because it's you have 6 categories in hitting and 6 categories in pitching. So you have to dominate, with your first overall pick. And honestly, I think I would go Tatis, man, for more than just because he's batting like the best player in the game right now. Him and Vlad. and Otani. But he steals bases. And one more thing, dude, is shortstop. It's a shallower position than outfield is. There's so many outfielders out there. How many times have we gone out on the waiver wire on free agents and you could just find a random, like I just picked up Steve Duggar, right, from the Giants, and he just hit me a home run today.
Yeah,
There's so many outfielders out there that you could pick up. If Acuna gets hurt, you could put him on your IL and pick up any hot outfielder in the moment. But how many hot shortstops can you really find out there? Like right now, I just picked up Willie Adames. He's doing pretty good right now, but how long is that going to last?
yeah.
There's other guys like Adolis Garcia that we mentioned.
Now,
Other guys that have been out, or Andrew Vaughn. I don't know if you've seen Andrew Vaughn
yeah,
lately.
he's been doing good.
Yeah, he's first and outfield
in
eligibility.
outfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's so valuable, dude. But when it comes to shortstop, man, there's not really a lot out there. So
Franco,
having who?
but he hasn't been having that season. I mean, Wando Franco.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he's probably out like in a few leagues, maybe like 70%, 80% owned. So, I mean, but he hasn't been hitting like he's nowhere close to Tatis.
I
And I don't
think
think anybody has him
Franco is the
projected to
type of
be.
player that you want in dynasty, where
Yeah.
you can have him for a few years. This season, he's going to be down in the minors and up in the majors, down in the minors, up in the majors a couple times this season. Depending on their injury concerns. Not for him, but for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Whoever he's going to fill in for.
And
But
there's actually going to be a new fill-in. What's his name? Vlad Bruhan? Or
oh
what's
yeah,
his name?
Bruhan, yeah,
Yeah, he should be coming up tomorrow, I think. Because Miguel Margot, is that his name?
Manny Margot.
Yeah, he's hurt with a hamstring. So I know that what's his name is going to be coming up.
Yeah, Bruhan. Yeah, he's a top prospect. So there you go. You have it from Tony Snap. If you need, what is it, outfield? He's an outfielder, right?
Yeah, I mean he's worth a flyer. What if
Yeah.
I mean he's been doing really good in the spring. I don't know if it's spring training, but what's it called? AAA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I want to see his stats, but dude, it was something crazy. I was just like, whoa, maybe I should look at him. He definitely went right to my my watch list.
Mm.
I put him.
That's one of the things that I like about the ESPN app is that if you have a player on your watch list, if he becomes available, you'll get an alert saying this player has just become available.
Yeah.
Check him out. I wish Yahoo did that too, dude, because there's so many times when I actually have to go into my watch list on Yahoo and I have like 20 dudes right there. And I'm like, oh, geez, I don't need to watch this guy anymore. I don't need to watch this guy anymore. And I just start clicking and clicking and clicking and just start deleting them from my watch list. Either guys that are already rostered on a bunch of other teams and obviously no one's ever going to drop them, or just guys that kind of fell off and maybe went down to AAA or something. What happened? You having more technical difficulties?
I don't know, man. My computer's acting super weird.
We're almost done anyway.
Lot of what's that?
All right, man.
Just going on and off.
All right, I got one more question for you. That we're halfway through the season pretty much now, and in the beginning of the season, I said Dodgers and White Sox in the World Series, and I've kind of changed my mind since then. So, give me your World Series prediction. What you thought it was going to be before the season started, and then what you think it is now.
I thought it was going to be like Dodgers Yankees. Well, I was hopeful Dodgers Yankees. I'm actually, I think it's going to be Dodgers Astros.
Ooh, honestly, man, that's exactly what I've been saying the past like 3 weeks now. Both teams are off to like really good hot streaks. Yeah, and that's going to be an exciting World Series to watch, dude.
Man, this computer sucks.
I mean, I still see you, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your computer. But yeah, man, I agree that's it's crazy, man. We agreed actually on two things today on draft picks and World
The
Series
one
prediction.
day Carlos is in here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know,
Carlos,
man.
he's saying, who did he say? I'm pretty sure he still said Dodgers for his World Series prediction. But for the American League, I don't remember. We're gonna have to ask him on Saturday. All right, man. Did you want to add anything else before we log off? You there?
Yeah, HP sucks.
Hey, I got two HP laptops and they're working fine for me. So
Yeah.
maybe you need to get an
Well,
iPad. I think that's what Carlos uses.
well, if Carlos can buy me one, I'm down for it.
Yeah, me too. Those are expensive. I
don't know
was at
I don't know what
Costco the other
happened,
day.
man. It looks like it's running smooth now. I took it out of the full screen.
Hmm.
Maybe that was it. But earlier I was having this issue too. So I don't know what the hell's going on. My house has actually been fucking crazy right now. I told you earlier I had a leak, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
told you I
So
wanted to leak all over your
and then
face.
earlier today I just the garbage disposal broke down. And then now the stove doesn't want to click anymore because like right after the garbage disposal went out, like it started like a chain reaction throughout the house with like all the fucking, and now the computer uh it started like a chain reaction throughout the whole house, man. Like shit isn't working, it'll turn off, the computer's been turning off,
Damn.
the stove, the everything, man, everything
When it
sucks
rains,
right
it
now.
pours,
So,
huh?
yep. Yeah, I don't know
All right,
what's going
man.
on,
Let's go ahead and
man.
call the
Okay,
end of the show.
I said we
Um,
should call it because I'm about to break something.
if you enjoyed today's show, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you guys have any questions, you can put it in the comments here. You can email us at realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com. Check out our Instagram and TikTok, both Real Talk Baseball, and our Twitter that's ran by Tony Snap that doesn't really post as much as he should, but he does reply to other people and he does comment on other stuff. So our Twitter is R Talk Baseball. Everything else, Real Talk Baseball. All right. Well, I am Will Power, and this is Tony Snap, and we will see you guys this weekend. I believe we're going to be streaming again on Saturday. Not sure of the time yet, but we will be posting that on our Instagram, probably on our TikTok, and hopefully on our Twitter. Right, Tony?
Yes, I will.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Have a good night. I'm going to stand up and turn off my computer now.
All right, man. Later, Will.